This is Sean. Welcome back to the American Soccer Coach. This video is going to be about why the 2-3-1 formation I think is the best formation for 7v7 soccer if you want to build a possession-oriented team. Apologies, my voice is a little gone. I had several games this week, and so my voice is a little bit out. But we got to keep creating content, so I'm knocking out a video a day. I'm going to try to keep creating content, one video each day. So why is in terms of 7v7 soccer, so U8, U9, U10 in the United States, why do I think the 2-3-1 formation is the best formation? So obviously it's a 2-3-1, so 2 defenders, 3 midfielders, and a forward. Obviously you have a goalie to make it 7 players. So why do I think it's the best formation for youth soccer if you want to build a possession-oriented team? Okay, number one, if you play with a 2-3-1, you could basically play it with a left center back and a right center back. And so when you're attacking, your goalie can be almost like a third center back. Maybe he's not pushing up as much as the defenders are, but he can almost play like a sweeper keeper. And now that area in the middle of the field, he can occupy that area, both actually not only just in defense, but also attacking in terms of keeping the ball. Whereas if you play, for example, a 3-2-1 formation, the center back, the main center back, is going to be occupying that area. But if you play with a 2-3-1 and you have a left and right center back, then now you have a gap which the goalie can fill almost as a third defender. So that's reason number one. It's a lot easier to use your goalie in build-up. In saying that, if you play the ball back to your goalie and you're playing a 3-2-1, now the center back has to pick a side to receive the ball on in build-up, right? Because if he plays the ball back to the goalie and he stays exactly where he is and the goalie plays a straight pass to the center back, that is not what you want, because it's very difficult to adjust your body to see the field and also the ball at the same time if you're the center back. So now they have to choose to either go to the left side or to the right side to receive the ball. And if they do that, that requires the outside back to move higher up the field and probably a little bit wider too, right? And if you're teaching 7, 8, 9-year kids that are 7, 8, or 9, it's a little bit more difficult to teach all the steps of that. Whereas if you just play the ball back to your goalie and you already have the left and right center back, it's just significantly easier. The second reason, the job of the outside midfielders in a 2-3-1 is to get up and down the field. And I think it's a lot easier to do that if their starting position is a little bit higher as an outside midfielder rather than if they were playing as a wing back in a 3-2-1. I also think that in terms of transitioning to 11v11, which in the United States for the most part starts at U13, because you have 9v9 at U11 and U12, so there is a couple years in between. I do think that with the goalie, if you want to play possession soccer, and especially with the outside midfielders, that transition eventually to 11v11 is a lot easier playing 2-3-1 at 7v7. Because again, the outside midfielders really need to get up and down the field, and they need to learn the importance of transitioning and supporting the forward and the center mid, but also supporting the center backs, the 2 center backs, when playing the 2-3-1 formation. And the third and final reason why I think it's very important is, especially at this age, if you have a really good center midfielder, a lot of times if they play a 3-2-1, they really don't have as much space to operate in because they're playing with a second center midfielder. But if you play them in a 2-3-1, you have the outside midfielders further wide, and so they have a little bit more space in the middle to create, because the center midfielder, if they're playing as a lone center midfielder, can really, if they're a really top player, there's so many different things they can do at 7v7 in terms of passing the ball, in terms of creating off the dribble, in terms of shooting, in terms of winning tackles. So you could really see they can make, I think, more of a difference unless you have 2 top center mids, right? And then you could play maybe a 3-2-1. But in terms of getting the best out of that player, if they're a center midfielder, I think it's easier to do in the 2-3-1. So those are just a couple of the reasons why I think it's the best formation to build out of. You really get the wingers understanding the importance of both attacking and defending. The goalie gets to play with their feet a little bit more. I think it's easier to build out of with the 2 center backs, with both the goalie and the center backs. And yeah, I think it's the easiest formation to eventually transition into 11v11. But like I said, you obviously have 2 years of 9v9 in between that, right? So I have played multiple formations at 9v9, or I'm sorry, at 7v7. whether it was 3-2-1, 2-3-1, and also even a 3-1-2 with two wide forwards. But having said that, I think that in terms of long-term development, going into 11v11 at the older ages, from what I have seen, if you want to develop a possession team, again, it depends on the quality of the players, the attributes that they have. But I do think that in general, this is the best formation to build a possession-oriented team. It's 7v7. Thank you guys for watching.